Good morning, everyone. It is December the 22nd, 2015. Time to kick off another trading day. As I stated yesterday, I will not be here from December the 23rd to the 29th. There will be no emails sent out. There will be no research, but Peter says he plans on keeping the room open. In the way that we've handled this in the past, there's been good discourse, trading ideas swapped for those that were interested in trading over the holidays. You can make a case for the indexes. Volume is quite a bit lower, but the tendency for indexes is to rally into Christmas Eve and to rally into New Year's Eve. Can't have people fretting about the value of their stock portfolios on Christmas. This is the first Christmas that the kids weren't all coming home. Emily, our daughter that got married last year, is in Peru with her in-laws for 2 weeks for Christmas. So number 3 daughter, Sarah, said, well, we'll start a new tradition. Christmas in Colorado. So Elizabeth, Sarah, Helen, and me, and the dog will be going to Vail, Colorado for Christmas, where Sarah has a condo on the mountain. My price of admission was I had to bring the dog. They love our Newfies, and so that's not too tough a deal to come up with a dog in the car for about 8 hours to get out to Vail, 8 or 9 hours. So we're going to have a good time. And like I said, the trading opportunities over Christmas, you're in trades for a long time. The volatility is way down. The volume is way off. You have to wait a long time usually to make money, or you get it instantly. It's real easy to hit your stops instantly. So you don't have full markets to work with, and it makes for more difficult trading. That said, what happened overnight? Probably the biggest news out overnight was that China delayed the release of their official manufacturing PMI numbers, and they told one vendor of that type of information to shut up. So that leads everybody to believe that maybe China's economic numbers aren't as rosy as they've been painted. In fact, one source of that news has their manufacturing PMI as low as 42. The official People's Bank of China, the official Chinese government number is that manufacturing PMI is at 50. So China delayed its numbers. That does not increase anybody's confidence in doing business with China. It is what it is, though. It is a communist dictatorship, and you will do what the government says or be arrested or worse. They control your livelihood. They control everything, and you do not cross the big government. And we see, vestiges of that in our government these days, where you can just get creamed if you come out and say something against the government. Look at the ex-CEO of the S&P rating agency. That company was fined $1.5 billion. Geithner at the New York Fed said, we're coming after you with both feet. And the CEO lost his job for having the audacity to downgrade the U.S. credit rating. So these guys, when they get in power, they do everything to maintain it, and they don't play softball. They play hardball. So here we are. We got a B pattern in the overnight. I think the biggest factor today is going to be the direction of the E-mini. We've got a seller at 20 to 24, so that's sell 1. Sell 2 is 27 to 31. On the buy side, 8 to 12 has been pretty good support. Would like to get it done closer to 8. Looks like we are headed a little bit lower right here. I'd started off at 9 to 13. Let's just make it 8 to 12 for our buy zone and try to get it done as close to 8 as possible. And then 1 to 5 for buy 2. If the E-mini explodes and trades higher, we do not want to be long this contract. We do have news today. Second revision to GDP, 2%. Deflator, 1.3. Corporate profits. Now this corporate profits, that's an important number. Up 1.4. If that number comes in lower than forecast, and it likely will, then the stock market can have extra selling off of that. Existing home sales 5.32. Don't have a feel for that one. Could come in higher or lower. My guess is it would be lower, but don't, at the gut level, don't have a feel on that one. And then Richmond Fed at -1. Okay, GDP, number 1 news focus. Existing home sales, number 2. And then the direction of the E-mini, and I think the direction of the E-mini outweighs all of those. We'll tell the tale of our tape. Well, we're going to be in the mid-50s here for Christmas. The big storm comes in on the 27th, late 26th, 27th on paper anyway. And that storm, although they do forecast snow, looks like it's going to hit us at with daytime temperatures around 40, so that won't lead to a lot of accumulation. But we'll take the moisture minus the snow and ice. Global warming. I kind of like it, Karen, myself, but it would not make me popular in the mainstream media or press. Actually, global warming is pretty good if you look at it. The benefits to the population and production of food. I mean, I don't really mind the cold weather, but it's a lot nicer at 75 to 80 than it is at 0 to 10. Okay, here we are. Well, we've got support at 55.28.24. Well, buy one's 25.29. Looks like we are trying to trade lower. That buy is pretty aggressive. Then we'll make 9 to 13 for buy 2. Should have some pretty good support down here. We got volume. We've got this breakout right here at 24. So actually, let's change this a little bit. Let's make this 25 to 21 for buy one. Don't usually have trouble getting to our numbers on the bonds. 7 to 11 sell 1, and 19 to 23 sell 2. Gold was off a little bit overnight, but in a trading range, and crude oil and gold usually, and treasuries usually do not trade well between Christmas and New Year's. Just not a lot of interest. So we got a seller at 80 and probably have a buyer below 75 today. So we'll try to stretch the buy side. We've got a B pattern. So 79 to 81, sell 1. 84, 86, sell 2. On the buy side, let's make it 70, 72. And we'll put a question mark down here in this. We had this little breakout from 73 at 73. We'll put a question mark, 73, 75. I think we're going to try to trade a little lower, but again, don't look for a lot of range. And then 65, 67. I think when we get through 75, we got a shot to retest the breakout level, but we may not. It may be a grind down to 75. It's a slow-moving market. Our buy will move up to 73, 75. Volumes are off quite a bit overnight in gold. Looking at the euro, Still trading up. So 975 is resistance. We're going to go a little bit higher. The buck for sell 2. And 110 being a very round number, and you can see all of this resistance that we have around 110. That's a better sell than it is where we are right now at 975. On the buy side, broke it out at 950, then at 930, so we'll make 25 to 35 buy 1, and 109 even buy 2. And even though most of Europe has become secular humanist or humanistic, their volumes they do never miss a vacation, whether they practice it or not. So volumes fall off quite a bit in Europe too, into the holidays and after the holidays. In fact, Europe's really the reason that we don't have a full market till after about January the 10th. Martin Luther King's birthday for sure. Crude oil, kind of hanging in. Nobody's too big a hurry one way or the other. Got a seller into 36.50, so we'll just keep that where we were last night. And 75 to the buck for sell 2. You can see that volume is going to the downside. We've got volume right here. And so 35.50, 25 buy 1. And then 34.75, 35 buy 2. And convergence to January prices is what favors the downside today. So we can be a little more aggressive on the sell side. In fact, 36 and a quarter might be the sell zone because of convergence. Okay, the E-mini had a spike into yesterday's close. I mean, it just took off and ran. So the traders threw in the towel. That tends to be what we face this week, trading range markets. There is an upward bias, though. And our first, we got stops above the day session high. So let's make 24, 26, sell 1. I'm going to put a question mark here in this 2021 area, so right here. Then 29 to 31 for sell 2. On the buy side, we're at 19. I think 10, 12 is probably a pretty good buy. Question mark at 15. They usually make us pay up. And then 5 to 7 for buy 2. GDP, 2%. Downward revision would, as perverse as it seems, would probably make the stock market rally. Fed can't cut interest rates, can't raise interest rates 4 times come 2016. Corporate profits, probably going to carry a little more weight than they normally do. Listen, the Fortune 500, the Fortune 1000, they know how to make their earnings per share estimates. But what has been missing this year, revenues. Revenues are down. Their earnings per share have been up. There's a lot of accounting gimmickry being used to get there. At some point it runs out. So revenues are down, reflecting recession and a higher dollar. So corporate profits could come in lower than forecast. 5.32 million on existing home sales. Like I said, I don't have a feel for that. My guess is it comes in lower, but everybody pretty well has conceded the fact that we are in a manufacturing recession. It's going to take a bit, get some stuff up and posted. I'm going to get to work on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.